Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is L, and I'm going to be bringing you a domination match on the map Yemen, where I use the Blue Tiger FAL with Quick Draw and Red Dot. And the reason for Quick Draw and Red Dot is because the FAL has been nerfed as of last week, so the select fire isn't all that great on the FAL, so I use Quick Draw and Red Dot because I have a pretty decent trigger finger, and it allows you to get more of your shots off, thus allowing you to win gunfights. I want to pause the gameplay right here to show you this line of sight. I don't really use it that often, but it's a pretty good line of sight. Sorry, not gunfight. And the reason it's pretty good is because it has cover, and you can also overwatch the C spawn. So another good line of sight on the topic of line of sight is right here, because you can pretty much just overwatch that B domination. The only problem is there's not much cover, so I would just suggest throwing up some C4 or some explosives on that B domination and then running over to this perch area where I am currently. And the reason is because the B domination is really hard to capture without being killed from pretty much any direction, and you're pretty much an Overwatch from 360 degrees. So what I decided to do as my teammate starts capturing B domination is just take up one of these 360 degrees of Overwatch and actually protect him, try to protect him. But as you're gonna see, I'm gonna try to run behind between these two doors and that one window to my right now. And the reason is because I just want to try to get as many kills as possible so I can start getting my kill streak rolling. And I also want to protect this B combination, and I'm hoping that my teammates will start pulling for it. But it looks as if there's not going to be any people going for that B domination right now. As you can see, I actually jump out of that window to call in my lightning strike, and the reason is because I know people know that I'm in there, and get really lucky right there with the being able to live through that. But the reason I do that is because I know people know I'm in there, so people are definitely going to start throwing explosives in there or start rushing in there, and I don't want to die while I'm in my lightning strike. So I actually go outside of that room. That's just a quick tip: is don't be where you kill people recently when you're calling in kill streaks. But that's just a quick tip. As you can see, though, I just got hit down to really low health by that one guy lying down in this same area, and I'm not the smartest of person to go back in the same spot to try to kill him, but I was at least smart enough to let myself heal up before I go back to try to get that kill, and it worked to my advantage. Oh, I want to pause the gameplay right here because this is actually a really great example of setting up the gunfight to your advantage. I believe I've said it before in multiple gameplays, but yeah, I cannot stress enough is setting up your gunfight so that you can win. Here's another example of setting up your gunfight. I know it doesn't look like I'm hiding behind cover or giving myself the advantage whatsoever, but I actually am, and the reason being is because right there I didn't go all the way up into the window, and the reason for that is because when you go really close to the edge of that window or the edge of that, what do you call it, balcony, if you're really close, people are gonna be able to shoot you from afar. Oh, here's another thing I want to discuss. Don't start gunfights that you can't finish. So right there, I don't finish that guy, and I get lucky though because my teammate kills him right after I capture this point. But right there, you see me get the assist. But that's a point I wanted to say is don't start gunfights you can't finish. I'm going to do it again, and I guess I just didn't learn, but don't start gunfights that you can't finish because this guy is actually going to come back to try and kill me. And I think he actually does succeed because I'm going to sit right here and yeah. There's the guy I didn't finish off. So that's the reason you don't start gunfights you can't finish. Important thing. He tries to kill me again, except my entire team just decides to try to save me, and I think this is either bad aim or just, again, not learning from my mistakes. Don't start gunfights you can't finish. That's a really important thing, especially in this game where if you don't finish off a gunfight, it is more likely that you're probably going to end up dead because of it. So making mistakes, eliminating play mistakes is a very important thing, both in this game and just overall making play mistakes is a bad thing. Excuse me. So I'm gonna pick up my lightning strike, and I'm not gonna call it in immediately. I was using that line of sight I showed you guys earlier, But the reason I don't call in my lightning strike immediately is because I was out in the open and I didn't want to be picked off while I was in that lightning strike. So conserving, not conserving, but protecting yourself while you're in those kill streaks really helps out. You continue the kill streaks going because if you use the kill streak setup I'm using right now, which is lightning strike, stealth chopper, lodestar, you can pretty much just go directly from a lodestar into lightning strike, which will eventually build back up into that stealth chopper and getting extremely lucky right there. See that, I think for right there, that's a really good example of lag compensation because, or not a really good example of lag compensation, but a really good example of what lag compensation can do. Really bad at aim right there. But the lag compensation is pretty much just, if you have a really good connection, you're pretty much able to do really super great things because the lag comp will allow you to, move faster than everyone else because you have the better connection. I don't even know how this works. He has flak jacket, but he survived a head-on collision with a, what do you call it, RCXD. I don't know how you do that, but back to lag comp. It's a really bad thing, lag comp, because Treyarch hasn't fixed it at all. But having a good connection really gives you the advantage in this game. And I don't think I've finished a single idea until now. But yeah, I'm gonna move on to the gameplay. So, as you can see, to start off, I'm actually gonna run this route right here to the left. And it's not actually all that great of a route for me, only because I have a long-range weapon. I want to point out right here, though, is I'm gonna set up this gunfight to my advantage by hiding behind this small rock. And even though it seems like a small amount of cover, and because I killed him from the back, but it does, every amount helps in winning gunfights. And I'm actually gonna throw C4 here and see if there's anyone there. I think my teammates actually captured B. Right here, I'm set up, but I lose this gunfight because I don't realize there's a second guy. So, not getting all that lucky, but setting up the gunfight nonetheless. So, good setting up, bad death. Again, set up right there behind that tank, tank? Tank? I think it's tank. I don't know what it is. I think it's a tank of gasoline, but hiding up behind those, oh no, barrels of gasoline. And that just allows me to pick up that guy easily. As you can see, I actually see his riot shield popping up behind that rock, so gives me the advantage. And right here, I get one kill, and then right here, I try to get that kill, and look, I go into kill, or continue standing out there where I die because I'm in a 3-on-1, and that's not the greatest idea, especially where you're just standing out in the open. Right here, he actually gets the advantage because he's strafed behind that cover. There was pretty much nothing I can do to win that gunfight except have better aim, which I didn't really. But, and as if not to learn from my death 2 times ago, I continue to go into this open gunfight where there's a 1 on like 3. So if there's anything to be learned, always set up behind cover, or even then, try to get into 1-on-1 gunfights, because 1-on-1 gunfights are always going to allow you to probably have the advantage if you're behind that. Look at that sentry gun, I didn't see him. But it's probably going to allow you to win the gunfights because you're behind cover, or at least if it's a 1-on-1, you're going to have a more likelihood of living because, again, like right here, it's a 1-on-1. I'm setting up behind cover, so I'm obviously going to win. He also has the bullets, not granted, but still, nonetheless, it was good setting up, and it was a one-on-one gunfight, so everything was to my advantage. And yet again, right here, it was a one-on-one gunfight. I was out in the open, but I still had the advantage because obviously he had the ballistic knife, but also because it was more likely I was going to win that gunfight, or it was more likely I was going to live because it was a one-on-one. So, in or in review, use lines of sights that'll give you advantages. Always set up gunfights that will give you the advantage, and try as hard as you can to go into one-on-one gunfights. Right there, failing in the gameplay right now. But as you can see, I'm going to see this guy right here. I'm going to take him out. And there's actually a guy right behind him. I see this guy on my UAV, and there's actually a guy right behind him, and I see that sniper up in that window. But instead of running him head on, because I know he probably has the advantage on me, I decide to go this route, and he actually jumps out, and I get the kill, but unluckily I had a guy stalking me, so I lost that gunfight. But nonetheless, I played smart and was able to get 3 kills, but was unable to continue my kill streak. So right here, I'm actually using this gunfight, or not this gunfight, but that line of sight to my advantage and getting really lucky here in the gameplay, getting all the way down to pretty much no health. Oh, right here, I want to point out another setting up, or a good setup is I go into a 2-on-1. I know that I see only one guy on the radar, so I set up behind cover, and I actually win that gunfight because I'm behind cover. Don't be these guys. Don't block off the intersection and be dunces. Don't be dumb. But anyway, I'm gonna jump back into the gameplay. So I'm gonna continue to try to control this area right here because I see that they're starting to push for A domination. So I'm gonna start cycling between those two spots, and then I move up to here so I can overwatch B domination. But as you can see, I'm really hesitant right now to push forward because I'm trying to keep this A-B captures, and I know that I'm probably not going. I'm trying to win, but I know mathematically it's impossible unless we do a triple cap, which isn't the greatest thing, especially with my team right now, who seems not to be wanting to play the objective. So I just try to hold this A-B capture, and I know that if I tried to do a triple capture on my own, go try to capture C domination, I wasn't going to be able to win, or I wasn't going to be able to do that triple capture because I had an FAL and it's a single fire. And as you can see, most people are actually using automatic rifles, especially this Peacekeeper. And one thing I want to say about the Peacekeeper is its weak point definitely is the FAL. So, I mean, I've gone into the Revolution map pack and not even played with the Peacekeeper. I think I don't even have it maxed out yet. But I've gone into those using the FAL, and you just pretty much own the Peacekeepers because the FAL is still pretty overpowered. But anyway, in recap for this video, the set up gunfights to your advantage, try to use line of sights to your advantage. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a like, rating, subscribe. I hope you guys have a nice day. Final score was 48 and 11. Later.